In this lesson, let's finish the remaining details of the radar section. Let's focus now back on this area here. I'm going to select the body and the radar and hide everything else. What we can do now is slice off this section here, so we can just draw a polyline, follow this angle and go straight across. Take this curve and do an extrusion in both directions. Select the mesh and do a Boolean split. Okay. You draw a line from starting from here and just pull it in a little bit. We can go to the oval icon and select the middle one. I'm going to start from here, pull out. Actually, that's not the one I want to use. I want to use, I think it's this one. Pull out, there we go. Then we pull in. You can select both and just drag it down a little bit. Let's draw a line from the quad at the top here and go across. Draw a line from the end here and go up. We use this line to cut this oval in half. Then I can delete this. I'm going to move this line forward a bit so I can slice this with this as a cutter. And let's hide the bottom one or delete it. I want to run the revolve tool. Start here and somewhere along here. Right click a couple of times. There we go. It looks pretty good. Next up, we want to round off these edges here. So I'm going to hide everything else. Let's go to the fillet command. Let's try 0.07 and see what happens. I'm going to draw a bounding box from left to right just so I can select inside these borders. When you're finished, hit right click a couple of times. It looks good. Let's verify in rendered mode. Doesn't seem to be any errors. Okay. Let's take the object and invert the direction. Bring everything back and just make sure everything looks good. Let's build the side radars that we see in the art. I'm going to draw a cylinder. We'll start it like here and just pull it out a tiny bit. Draw it about this long. I'm going to move it forward. Use the green rotation to angle it in this direction. And we'll pull it down so it's aiming down a bit. And slide it in some more. I'm going to mirror both to the other side. Let's do a Boolean union. Let's select the mesh and hide everything else again. Let's go to the top view. Switch to ghosted view. And I want to draw a polyline from, let's try here, going to about here. And we'll select the curve and do a project to the surface. Delete input, set to yes. I'm going to mirror it to the other side as well. I'm going to duplicate the edge of this line here and right click. Next, I want to do an offset on surface. We'll select this part here and let's try 0.7. Looks a little bit too far out. We'll go with 0.6. It's too close to the edge, so let's try 0.5. Perfect. Do the same thing. I'm going to take this curve and mirror it to the other side. Let's select the mesh, do a Boolean split, select both curves, and we could delete this interior. Do the same here. I'm going to select all the curves and delete it. Let's try doing a Boolean, a surface blend. Select these two edges. Hit right click. Let's make sure we have tangency selected and hit preview. Looks like we have some weird flows here, so let's try to move these a little better. Quite happy with that. Flip the direction. Let's verify it looks good. Quite happy with it. Select this mesh and mirror it to the other side. And let's join. Let's do a chamfer. I'll go with 0.02. I think I can go more. I'm going to do 0.04. Okay. I'll do the same thing here. Do an offset surface. Let's go with 0.02. Select the mesh, do a split. Make sure you do the same thing on the other side. Split it. Let's take both surfaces on the inside and do an offset out. We'll go with 0.05. Okay, then what you can do now is do a fillet surface. Let's try 0.03. We'll do the same here. Now we could select both these inside and apply to the radar lenses. Let's bring everything back. Looks great. Select all the curves and points and delete it. Now we can reapply to the layer. Do the same with this one. All right, looks like we have some good parts in the front. In the next lesson, we will start building the cannons in the front.